Nu skal jeg langt om længe interviewet castet fra New Moon. Jeg ved, at Robert Pattinson han bor lige op i det flotteste vindue deroppe. Og jeg glæder mig rigtig meget, og jeg er rigtig, rigtig nervøs. Og jeg håber på at få nogle ret gode svar fra dem. Men nu må jeg altså ind og øve mig.
New Moon is now a movie for everyone.
Yeah.
All ages, both sexes. Has a lot more action in it, and I mean the story's brilliant.
How has it been different from Twilight playing in New Moon?
I have a smaller part and stuff, so I'm not really driving the movie. Taylor is, so it was nice not having that responsibility, especially in the second movie. You could experiment, you could change the performance a little bit, so it was nice.
I think the difference between making Twilight and making New Moon was it was more thoughtful and it had a more systematic approach. New Moon, I was always thinking about why Bella was doing the things that she was doing, and in Twilight it was more about being impulsive and throwing yourself at something that you sort of don't know anything about.
There's so many girls around the world who is in love with Edward, but how are you guys different from each other?
I think Edward's a bit of an extremist. I mean, he thinks in these absolutes. He's always all or nothing the whole time. It's like if he can't handle it, like, even in the way he is in the relationship with Bella. I mean, he's either feeling everything so intensely or not feeling anything at all. And I think I'm kind of the opposite to that.
Oh, you are?
I think so.
You've been playing Bella in 2 movies now, and we all think that we know you as well. How is she different from you?
It's weird to compare characters because I can only approach a character from my perspective. Just as everybody reads the book and puts themselves in Bella's position, I can't sort of claim to be able to be anybody else but myself. But I think that we're maybe different. I can't really think of any differences. I mean, yeah, I can't really think of any differences.
The Volturi are the closest thing my world has to royalty.
The Volturi are the oldest known coven of vampires in the Twilight universe.
They keep everything in order amongst their kind.
They enforce the law.
They're a very powerful group.
How did you prepare to play a role that was born 1300 years BC and is a vampire and can read people's thoughts when you touch them?
Fortunately, we were typecast. It's just that's what we're like in real life. So there was no preparation required. No, well, you start with the books, you know, with what Stephanie wrote in the books, and it's such a wonderful story. It's so easy to get swept up in the whole world of it. And then I guess once we were on the set and get that costume on, get those red eyes in, you know, it really gets you there, doesn't it? I know Dakota did a lot of experimenting on her sister.
How?
Pain.
It didn't work, though. It didn't work. Yeah, I mean, it was the same for me, you know, just having the costume and having the red contacts really kind of made you feel sort of otherworldly in a way, and really helped a lot.
Why do you think that vampires have become so trendy and sexy now?
Well, partly, I guess, as Dakota was saying, because the people who are playing them, people like Rob and, you know, and Kristen and Taylor, and, well, yes, of course.
I promise never to put you through anything like this ever again. This is the last time you'll ever see me.
I just never thought I was going to get the part, and I thought it was ridiculous even going in for it, because, you know, you see all these people saying, like, oh, yeah, you read the book and it's like, yeah, it's the ideal guy, blah, blah, blah. And even in the audition, like, I had to take my shirt off in the audition and stuff. And I'm like, just forget it. Like, I mean, I didn't even do it. Like, and they had all these Polaroids of the other guys who'd been in. They've all got these like bodies, and I was like unbuttoning my shirt. And I got about halfway down. I was like, actually, you know what? If this is the test, I failed.
Have you ever been so desperately in love that you found yourself in such dangerous situations as Jacob does?
I don't know. This is pretty dangerous. This is as dangerous as it gets. That's why I love it. I just love the fact that she is torn between two guys who are mortal enemies and just hate each other. Yeah, so it's a good story.
I know what he did to you.
Have you been in a similar situation in like a love triangle where...
Not as tense as this. No, luckily. This would not be a fun situation. I can't even imagine it. Because when I read the books, I felt bad for Jacob's character. But when I actually lived his character with Kristen, I felt so much worse. And it's a tough situation for all of them.
Bella, I won't ever hurt you. I promise.
You're sort of beautiful.
Have you ever yourself been so desperately in love that you would throw yourself into things that was kind of dangerous?
I would, you know. I've never really, like, been forced to do that, but, like, I have those sensibilities, definitely.
Bella, it's Edward. He thinks you're dead.
What?
He's going to the Volturi. He wants to die too.
This is one of the first things that you have done in your career?
Yeah, it was definitely the first, big thing that I've done. I was, that struggling actor that worked at a restaurant and modeled on the side to pay bills.
Yeah.
And, kind of worked here and there just enough to keep me in LA. And yeah, I auditioned 5 times for this role, but it was totally worth it.
Elizabeth, you can even take another step back.
Let's open your presents. Oh, and there's a cake, too.
Do you have any funny habits when you are filming?
I know, I think we all just kind of joke around on set. It's so funny because we're such goofballs in between takes, and then you call action and we all become these stoic, creatures.
I don't know if they're funny. We have a lot of downtime, so I always have a football with me.
Okay.
And I will just find somebody, and there's always somebody to throw the football around with. Yeah. It keeps me entertained.
Were you a fan of the Twilight Saga when you were asked to direct the movie?
No. I mean, it's funny. I knew that there was this this movie that had done very well, and these books that were very popular, but I really didn't know anything about this series.
Roll camera. 3, 2, 1, action.
And after I'd finished shooting, I started going on the net, and I realized that the fans had been paying very close attention to everything that we did, and that they actually kind of liked what we were doing. When we went to Italy, and when we went to Montepulciano, everybody had known for weeks that we were going to be there, so all of the hotel rooms were booked up in Montepulciano and in the towns around there, and there were thousands of fans, more and more and more every day, watching what we were doing. But they were very respectful and very supportive, so that when we were shooting, they would be very, very quiet. And then as soon as we yelled cut, they would applaud, and it was great. Yeah, it was a really good feeling.
I heard that you had to kiss an elderly woman's G-string once.
What?
In the internet.
Wow, I'm glad that's a rumor.
That is a rumor.
I was not kissing any underwear.
Sounds very...
I had an older woman who was asked to take her underwear off so I could sign it, but...
Oh, not kissing.
No kissing going involved.
Maybe it's just me who... I don't know. What is the most scary or funny thing that that the media has wrote about you that wasn't true?
I saw in a magazine that someone said I was pregnant.
What?
Once, yeah, that's true as well. It was printed on the front page of some Australian magazine.
No.
Yeah.
That you were a woman?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole article.
Nu har jeg simpelthen interviewet hele castet fra den her New Moon-film. Det er noget af det sværeste, jeg nogensinde har gjort. Jeg var simpelthen så nervøs, men de var alle sammen så søde. Taylor Lautner, han sagde faktisk, at jeg havde nogle pæne sko. Og hende der spiller Alice, som er vampyr også, hun sagde, at jeg havde et pænt hårbånd. Så det var faktisk rigtig hyggeligt. Det var slet ikke så slemt. Men nu vil jeg altså takke af her fra LA, fordi nu skal jeg ud og erobre verden og interviewe alle dem, jeg har lyst til.